Natasha. Oh, wait, I see your question here at the bottom. Okay, let me just read this. So I've been working on my budget for the next 12 months. I realize that the value of what I offer is worth far more than I'm charging. But I feel my ideal client lives in a different world to the one I do right now. When I think about marketing to those higher income bracket folks, I struggle because my life looks nothing like theirs. I would describe it like I have my feet in Birkenstocks and they have theirs in Burberry's. Um, However, I know that the problem I help clients resolve doesn't care about socioeconomics. My question is, limiting beliefs aside, what could I do in my marketing that can make it easier for my ideal client who can afford what I can offer to find me? That's a great question. Um, well, it comes down to the hubs thing. And sometimes it's a little tricky if we're not a part of a scene to even know what the hubs are. So just even asking the question is the right thing because you'll start to, find out. Um, but for one, uh, I don't know, you might just start, you can sometimes start locally. It can be a bit easier. Like, okay, what are the high-end spas, for example? What are the higher end massage places? Or what are like, there's a yoga studio in Kensington or something, or, there's like a posher neighborhood. And you can start with that and just think, okay, well, if I'm wanting to reach people who are a little bit wealthier, where they probably don't shop at Sainsbury's as much as Whole Foods, perhaps, or uh, so that would be one of the first things. And it's an interesting thing you could post on, Facebook and just like, where do rich people shop? Where do rich people who are my ideal client, who value these things, who are into these things, who would resonate with these ideas, this type of person, like where do you find them? And then, once you've got a sort of list, you can look at it and you think, okay, how do I connect with these people? And by the way, there are also events they go to. I mean, this is the trouble. It's not like rich people just hang out together. This is why we do the ideal client work. Because if we get lost at the demographic level, right, you think, oh, I want to reach people who are rich because they can afford it. But that's a demographic. It's a remarkably uncompelling part of the whole target market ideal client exercise. Uh, but if you figure out the psychographics too and all this, and then you just add on, okay, they need to be able to afford this. They're probably making a bit more money. Great. So then, but so one is you can just focus on the demographics. Where do I find people with a bit more money? But if you can add the psychographics, that will help. And then you look at them and you just think, yeah, what makes the most sense to me? What's the most natural fit here? What's the lowest hanging fruit? And I would go for something just that's the easiest. So it could be, for example, there's a higher end yoga studio, and you go to them and say, would you be interested in hosting a presentation about bullying? You know, and boundaries and all this. I just thought, maybe some of your people would be interested. And you say, look, we'll charge 15 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever, and you keep all the money as the studio. I just want to get in front of these people, and you do your presentation, and people join your email list or express interest. Yeah, and I would also say if you Google um, just Google marketing to the rich or selling to the rich or selling to the affluent, various synonyms of that. There are people who've absolutely written books about this. There's a whole field of study on how to, because it is a bit of a different thing. I'm not an expert in it, but there's literature out there. There are YouTube channels. There's a whole different approach to it. And you can learn it. I mean, you don't have to be a part of that scene. There are plenty of people in the world who've been real poor, who've made a very successful living marketing to these upscale communities they did not come from, do not live in, but they know how to market to them. So it's an achievable thing. Just have fun. I mean, give yourself, 3 or 4 hours tonight. I'm just gonna Google and see what people are saying, and you may be able to find a coach who that's their thing, and if you can, and they think you're a good idea, and they, really think they can help, then I might consider, well, at least exploring their content and their services. Yeah. Does that resonate at all, or did I miss
Yeah,
anything?
yeah, it does, and I think that what you say about kind of reading some literature, because I'm aware there's something about positioning and um credibility on my end, and what it is that they're going to, what they need to see in order to know that what I have is of value. So that's the sort of question in mind. And I know there's all the fundamentals of marketing, but there's this kind of something that is a bit unknown to me. But one thing I have, I mean, as apropos what you say, one thing I have done is I saw there is a woman who I know she's in the business coaching world, but she's connected to a big community at quite a high end, but she had an open day. So I couldn't afford her coaching, but I could afford her open day. So I booked myself on to go because I know that all the other people that are, I mean, they'll get value from her, but all the other people that are going are in that kind of
Uh-huh.
world. So just to kind of expose my and just kind of, learn and see where connections are and so on. But it's
Well,
quite a bit, I have to kind of, I'm now thinking about what I'm going to wear, and just I know this is like really superficial, but I'm like, it's like that piece of being able to be comfortable and credible.
it's
Um,
yeah, it's just it's unknown to you. That's all.
mm,
It's just it's a new thing, and this is knowable. This is learnable. I mean, I promise if you focus on this time next year, you'll just have almost no weirdness about it. Um, and not even within a year. You'll probably chill out on it pretty fast. And what was the other thing I was going to say was, ah, it's gone. Anyways, you're going to do great. Enjoy digging in. You'll discover and learn as you go.
thank you.
Thank you.